Have my printed pieces, so I'm just going to switch them out with the yellow cream colored photos. First I'm going to remove that. I'll save this for another time to use as a tag on something. And this one I'll go ahead and take out first. So I'm going to just flip it over and start removing the backs. Find the same picture. And I need to make sure it's the right way up. Okay. I'll flip it back over and take the bird cage off and put this back in here. And the bloom warrior planted right here. And then the big part, I'll have like a family photo. I'm planning on taking one that where my clothing and everything, our family's clothing will match the gray and white. So let me turn it around and show you the finished look. Well, not completely finished because I plan on painting around the trim with white and adding some florals. And this is what it looks like with the white printed pictures. I like it a lot better than the golden cream color yellow pictures. So with all the ones that I took out, I'll be saving those and using them on a different project. So I just poured some chalk paint on a paper plate, and I'm going to take the bristle brush and paint around the edges. First I'm going to remove the front papers that are attached to the front so they won't get, these are under glass, so there's a sticker in here I'm going to remove. So they should be protected, and I'm not going to worry about the glass. I'm going to just try to go over it slowly. And I am going to do like a dry brush with this and not put too much paint on my brush at a time, because I don't want to put a lot of paint on. I just want to streak it kind of and see how it looks. Now if I get too much paint in places I don't want, I'll go back over and sand it down. Paint goes a long way. And I'm just going along with the grain. Some spots I'm making it press down a little harder so I can get a darker look, and then others I do it lightly. You just have to eye what you want it to look like. And I'm not going in a formation like all the way across. I'm just dabbing here and there so the darker, the paint that I have on my brush is distributed evenly, because some of it is darker or it's thicker on the brush right away. Then when you do this, you can start feathering it out. I can tell it on this part right here, I got a little too much paint, so I might be going back and sanding that part. This white chalk paint is actually turning out to be like a gray weathered over top of this other gray. So it kind of looks weathered. Now the smaller ones are seeming to be a little harder with this larger brush. I might switch to a smaller one, I'm not sure. Or I just might sand back over it. So I'm getting a lot more paint than I think I want. And if any gets on the glass, you can go and take some alcohol or some Goo Gone and rub it off. I'm going to finish this up and I'll come back and show you how it looks when I'm done. So I'm almost done with the painting. Then I saw that I wanted to soften it up a little bit. So I just put a little bit of the paint and got some off, like tapping the paper plate. And now I'm just going back over everything just with a long brush stroke. And it kind of blends it all back in to the wood. And like I said, you can take the sandpaper afterwards and go over it if you don't like some of the spots. This just softens it up a little bit. Okay, I want to show you close up what the pattern kind of looks like. Let me see if I can get it focused. The lighting isn't the best in here, so it may not show that it's grayer. It's like a light gray it turned out to be, and I was using the white chalk paint, but it kind of give it a weathered look. I'll show you the side, and I am going to take a little bit of sandpaper to certain spots, like right here, and I think on the side, a little bit right there, and a little bit up here. So I will show you that process. Okay, I have a piece of sandpaper. I just folded in thirds, and I'm going to fold it over and use it a little light sanding right where I feel like I have too much white in a row or just blobbed on. And this is 220 sandpaper, 220 grit. So and if you sand down too much, you can just paint right back over it and add a little bit more white. And I'm going to lightly just give the rest of the piece just a light sanding, just to smooth it out. And like I said, heavier in places I don't want the paint as much. Right here. And a little too much got on these corners right here. Just sand that right back down. So you get the idea, and I'm going to finish this up and I'll be back. I want to mention to always sand with the grain of the wood. And like in these little corners, I kind of go diagonal because they're cut with the wood. But on here, it's going horizontal. Okay, I wanted to share with you guys, I found out holding the sandpaper with it folded and then rubbing straight on the edge. If you have a large piece of white, you want it to go back to making it look like it's wood. Kind of push down and push and make lines as you're sanding. And it kind of gives it a wood effect again. And you can do more where you want it. It just kind of breaks up those white blobs. And press harder if it's not going down to the undercoat color. And then when I'm done getting the look I want, I'll just go back and lightly sand over the whole thing to kind of blend it all in. And if it looks right, I'll leave it. If not, we'll go back and do some more in the areas that I want it to show through. And again, always going with the grain. Okay. Okay, I'm finished with the sanding. And I just want to stress that the sanding is the most important thing to do to get this look. You can go back over it with the paint and sand it off, but it softens it up to make it look like it's really weathered look. And so I'm going to take a damp paper towel. I don't have a rag. I forgot where I put my rags, but I'm going to take a damp paper towel and wipe off all the dust now. There's a lot on there. Don't push too hard. You don't want to wipe off the paint or reactivate the paint. Okay, at this point you can choose to seal it if you want to, or just leave it like it is. I'm not sure I want to seal it or leave it. I'll have to decide. Okay, I have some florals from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to add to this piece because flowers make everything prettier. And I'm just going to pull up all the leaves and just cut these off. Don't want to do it down low. Okay, I think I'm going to do 2 of the hydrangeas, so I'm going to cut those the same height. I'm going to get a rubber band to tie these together, and then I'll see where I want them. I'll be right back. So my leaves are trying to come off the flower stems, so I'm just giving it a little glue, the glue gun, so they'll stay up there. Don't do too much glue because it'll melt it, but just a dollop of it will keep it in place. So I'm just going to take my flowers and put them all together in a bunch so I can add a rubber band to the back of them, or to the bottom of them. Turn them upside down and then just wrap this rubber band. I was looking for a smaller rubber band so I wouldn't have to go around so many times, but I couldn't find any. I'm just going to push them down inside the rubber band if they're up too high from where I want it. Kind of fluff it around. To where I get it in a ball. Now I'm just going to lay it here to see where I want it. It on that side, or one on that side. I think I want it on this side, so I'm going to go trim down the bottom of the hydrangeas. Okay, I just bent it over and cut some of the stems a little lower, but there's not really an easy way to do this, but I'm going to hot glue this part right into the corner. And I know hot glue, it will come off later if I want to change it. I'll just have to pull it out. It'll be fine. So I'm just going to take some hot glue, put a generous amount on there, and then lay it right into the corner and hold it. And I think I'm going to add some baby's breath in there in different spots. So I'm going to hold this till it sticks. And if it seems like it's wobbly in some places, just lift it up and put some more hot glue in there. So I see need some on the side, so it will stick up in there. I gotta get this off my table because I think it went through. No, it's fine. And I'm just using a Dollar Tree shower curtain for my to protect my table and my tablecloth. Okay. I'm not going to use the leaves, so I'm going to tear those off. And I think I'll just stick them down. I might have to cut them down more because they're not going to fit. They're going to stick out too much. So I'll just stick those with some hot glue on the ends. I'm going to move a lot of the things out of the way, like the flowers and the leaves. Oops, hot glue. Got on the table. And I'll just stick those here and there. I'm going to stick this one down where I did the last one so it'll make it fuller. Okay, I'm going to finish up this and I'll be right back. Okay, the last thing I'm going to do is take the baby's breath and cut it down and take this leaf, which I got off of this flower. It was one of the Dollar Tree flowers. And then I just put a dollop of glue and then stuck my baby's breath down in there. And those are going to go in the corners on this side and this side. So I'm going to go and do that right now. And I'll be right back. Okay, I thought I'd show you how I do put the baby's breath inside the leaf. I just take the bunch. First I put some glue, hot glue, inside of the leaf. I like a dollop of that, dab. And then I want to cut the baby's breath pretty low cut the stems off of them. And then I try to keep them together and then push them into the glue. Some are going to fall out like that, and then you're just going to stick them right back in. Push them all down in there. It's not the easiest thing to do, but it will work. And then I just drop some more hot glue down in there. And try to stick them, the ones that got loose, back in there. And then at this point you can pick it up and you can see some of the ones leaning. And squish it together and kind of hold them in. And you'll have to pull off all the hot glue strings because they're everywhere. Okay. There it is. Okay, the last thing I'm doing after I got this leaf and the baby's breath together is placing them in the corners. Let me get my hot glue gun. I'm going to just put some hot glue on the back of this. And then sit it down into the corner how I want it. And I did not want to touch that paper. I should have moved it. And I got hot glue on it. So I kind of want it to sit up, so I'm going to bring it up onto the edge. Do the same to this side. Oops. Stick that back in there. Heating it up again, let the hot glue melt where the baby's breath was, so I'll just stick it back down in there. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right under this leaf so it will stay there. And then just hold it for a second. And then on this one, I think I want it this way. So I'm just folding it together a little bit to get some hot glue on the leaf part. And then I'm going to stick it after I move my paper so I don't do that again. And stick it down there. Now I don't like that baby's breath sticking up, so I'm just gonna clip that part right off of there. And I need to lift it a little bit because it's getting too far down in there. And then we'll probably put some more hot glue right under the leaf and hold it. Hot glue strings everywhere. I don't want to push it all the way down where it looks like it's stuck. I think I did that on this one a little bit. No, it's fine. Okay. Let me get my papers and put them back in. Try to get the glue off of the corner there. Okay, I think I'm done with it now. So this is how it looks. And I'll just add a family photo in here later. So I hope you like this tutorial. Please leave me a comment if you have any questions, and give me a thumbs up if you liked it. And if you're new here, please subscribe and click the notification bell to get notified when I post more videos like this one. Trying to get all the little stuff out of the cracks. Okay, thanks everyone for watching. Bye. back with another project for my wall. This picture frame I got from TJ Maxx, and I did the same technique as I did on my collage frame that I showed you. And so now all that's left to do is just sand this part. So I'm going to sand this using my 220 grit sandpaper. And I'm going to go with the grain again, and I'll use that line of folded sandpaper to make lines in the thicker white spots. Just to even those out. Okay, I think that's the way I'd like to. So I'm just taking a damp paper towel, and you can use a rag, a damp rag if you want, and just wiping the sand, the dust off the picture frame from the sandpaper. So this frame is finished. I'm going to probably add some more baby's breath to these two corners to match my other collage frame. So I'll be right back with that. Okay, I have my baby's breath and the leaves. So I'm just going to cut the baby's breath down. I'm going to put some hot glue in the leaf. And then just stick the baby's breath down in it. And I'll pinch it together to wrap it around. And I'll do the same for the second one. And right now I'm just trying to see if the baby's breath is going to lay flat on the wood piece or if I'm going to have to put it down on the glass. This one I've kind of glued the leaves too far up. I'm going to pull some of that down. I've decided to add on some more baby's breath to these little things because they weren't sitting right and there wasn't enough fullness for it. So I'm just going to add a little bit more hot glue to get the leaf back on here and let that sit for a second. And then finish adding a few baby's breath down in here. So I just cut a few more and I'm sticking them in there. One more down in here. And I'm going to let that one sit while I work on this one a little bit. My bird is screaming because she doesn't like me to be out of the room. She wants me there 24/7 right next to her cage. So she just thinks she can scream to try to get me to get back in there. Okay, I think those are full enough, so I'm not going to add any more. Okay, so I'm just going to add these to the corners now. If I can figure out which way I want them to be. I just can't figure out if I want them right there. I think I do. Right on the bottom of the wood. So I'm just going to push it down in there. Sorry, got out of frame. I might have to tuck this leaf down a little bit because it kind of is a little longer than I thought it would be. So I'm just going to put some hot glue on this side and then kind of fold it and tuck so it'll be down further. And this one's giving me difficulties, and that happens sometimes. So now I have to go this way with it. Glue it down a little bit that way first. And it's probably because this part isn't flat, so it's not wanting to lay right. And I have to go heat up my glue gun because it's been off the charger too long. And this little stem is sticking up past the baby's breath, so I'm going to just clip it off. I'm still not happy with that. I might add a little more sprigs to cover the leaf. Like right here. To give it a little more fullness right there. Now I just have to get all them straggly glue stick strings or glue gun strings off. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, I'll show you what it looks like on the wall with the rest of it. So right now I'm just taking the picture that was in the frame, and I printed out a paper that I want to put in the frame for now until we can go take our family picture. It's been raining a lot, so we can't go outside and take that picture like I want. So I'm going to put something that matches the other collage frame. It's just this picture right here, and I'm going to put it in here. I had to put this up on a pedestal because of the flowers. I didn't want to smash them, and the glass is coming right out of it. So I'm going to try and hold it while I get it back in the frame. First. There we go. I think that little tab goes the other way. Yeah. Okay, and there's what that one picture looks like inside the frame. And we'll see how it looks with the others.